What? Oh, you all think smoking kills? Let me tell you something. Do you know that the amount of people dying from diabetes are 3 times as many people dying from smoking? Yet if I pulled a Snicker bar, nobody will say anything. Do you know that the leading cause of lung cancer is not actually a cigarette? It's your DNA. You could smoke for years and nothing will ever happen to you. This whole war against smoking is just to restrict the farming of tobacco. I use these arguments, even though I just made them up, with a group of my friends. And the results? 5 of them believed what I said. 2 of them started smoking. Words, when said and articulated in the right way, can change someone's mind.
At White House Senior Living, our residents feel right at home. Our vibrant facility offers delightful activities and outings, round-the-clock professional care, and exquisite house-made meals.
Well, I've been eating everything that's put in front of me. I've been eating all Italian foods, basically.
And ice cream.
And ice cream, chocolate chip ice cream.
White House Senior Living, where residents feel like presidents.
Science is back. And I choose science over fiction. And so if the science is demonstrated it's doing great damage, then I don't care what it does to a small business person who's selling this stuff. If it is damaging lungs, if it's causing the kind of damage that is said, and that study's not been fully done yet, if it turns out that it is, then I would eliminate it. I would make it, I would go after it in a hard way. I would make it broader, not just for he is.
If we get asked a specific question by a teen, either a direct message to us or via social media about the relative harms of vaping versus cigarettes, we try to be as clear as possible that if your comparator is a cigarette, vaping is less harmful.
In England, the Royal College of Physicians has apparently done a great deal of research on e-cigarettes, and they have actually found that compared to smoking cigarettes, the rate of damage from e-cigarettes is 5% of what it is from smoking traditional cigarettes. You're reducing the damage by 95%. Hey, I don't think vaping or e-cigarettes are good for you. But if you have to choose between smoking and vaping, I happen to feel that vaping is safer. I don't think vaping is good for you, but it's better than smoking.
We're going to choose science over fiction.
And FDA has not used that terminology to use the most recent estimates of youth use. I will say that I'm an epidemiologist by training, so I'm fully cognizant of the definition of an epidemic, which is unprecedented increases over what you'd expect at baseline. That said, I think and know that the science has shown a decline in the number of youth users, and that's a good thing.
The FDA today calling it a dangerous epidemic.
The FDA calls teen vaping an epidemic.
Epidemic? I don't care if you think I'm Satan reincarnated.
Vaping is not as harmful as smoking. Kids are kids, and there's many, many, many reasons why they choose to do different types of things.
What a stupid son of a bitch.
I'm dying to see what America's going to do to this. I'll use my favorite word again, clusterfuck, 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 clusterfuck.
It's a trap!
It actually is a trap.
It's a trap!
It's a trap! I put that in at the very last minute because Jason wanted to know, is this a trap? And it is. It is. Hello and welcome. As you can see, the lovely Mallory. Mallory was the first one here tonight, so her first chat was thrown on the screen for the intro. So we know Mallory's here and Steve's here and Addie's here and Jason's here. And there's other people that haven't said anything yet. They're lurking. And I just went over to the Rumble. There's a couple people watching over in Rumble. Hello, Rumble people. You haven't said anything yet. So it's Friday, so we're gonna do our normal shtick. We're gonna go and talk about news stories and make fun of people. And later on, when we go to the Rumble, we're gonna talk about the Supreme Court and how they've established rules that will allow politicians and public servants to block people on social media that they don't like. Apparently, we're gonna I guess TikTok may be banned in America. That's a thing. That's something that might happen. All sorts of stuff. But Kevin's here. Let me play Kevin's intro doohickey and get him in here because he's old and impatient. There you are.
It's right there, clusterfuck. Right there. Glow in the dark clusterfuck.
Yeah. Look. I got a little bag. I got a little baggie of them
in the garage.
Here. There's a second.
What?
There's a second bag. I have two bags of clusterfucks on my desk.
Ooh.
So how was your week, Kevin?
Well, I tried staying off Twitter and social media. We had tornadoes all over the place last night, but nowhere near us. But 20 miles. You never know.
I did notice that because you never sent me any tweets for the X post of the week.
I was gonna last night, and I said, "Fuck it, I'm not going to do my homework." The dog ate it. Of course, I don't have a dog either, but I trusted you that you would actually get some. But
there's some. I actually work for our friends for their entertainment.
Yeah, because I don't. That's right.
Yeah, I actually go the regular
just
mile,
your
not the extra
bag.
mile, just
fine.
the regular mile.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So other than bad weather and being a grumpy old man, that's the extent of your.
I haven't extended my car's warranty yet, so.
You better think about that.
So I got a postcard from Maine. Postcards aren't from Maine, and they're not dead.
When you get that little blurry thing going on, everything is blurry, even your face. Sometimes.
Who cares?
I can't
anyway,
really
it's a cobblestone bridge
that you're trying to show us.
That somebody sent me, and I thought, well, finally, postcards aren't dead, and those.
I mean, it used to be 20 cents for a postcard. What is it now? Like $10?
They used it for stamp, so I don't know. I was curious as well, but I haven't seen a postcard in a long time from family. So anyway, I thought that was pretty.
I never go anywhere I never get to travel anywhere that I would actually have an opportunity to buy a. You see Addy in here? He's promoting like our competitors in our chat room. I guess
we love Brent.
It's Reg Watch. We'll allow it.
You've been on there. I've been on there, I think, twice.
I have never been on there. He's never invited me on
I thought
there.
you're not as important as I thought you were. Oh,
I've had him here, but he's never reciprocated. He had
and he's been here
instead of me.
I think twice. Maybe Mike had me twice.
That isn't Mike who? Oh,
Michael. So Brent is a great interviewer. I liked his style. No prep, no bullshit, no notes, no nothing. He just
way better than mine. Yeah, way better than mine. I actually do
his
some
cadence, his rhythm, his thoughts. Yeah. I like him better than you anyway, so it doesn't matter.
It's that Canadian thing, He's one of those Canadians. So everybody finds him more pleasant than me.
And I've never met you live. I've met him.
I have met him as well. So he's like our Kevin Bacon. He's like our degrees of separation.
He's our Brent Bacon.
Yeah.
Is it Canadian bacon though?
Because I don't know. I mean, I have met him in real life. And had adult beverages. With him.
I didn't go that far.
Yeah.
We were on federal property, so we couldn't do that.
We were taking over a hotel bar in Austin, Texas. Yeah.
All right, let's get to the fucking.
Oh, he didn't want anybody to know that he was there though, because he was there on. I was at a VTA conference, and he was at a Safada conference.
Is that the? Oh yeah, is that the Figster split thing too, or somebody else? Maybe it was him. I don't know.
No. There were several people that were hanging with us that didn't want us to take pictures because they didn't want anybody at Safada to know that they were at the VTA bar.
Well, it's all out in the open now.
Somebody's buying drinks. Vape advocates will show up. So here, Kev, I got a piece of video. We're gonna start off with this piece of video here. I'm not even gonna tell you what it's about. I just want you to laugh. You're gonna laugh. You're gonna laugh because it's not like we didn't warn people. It's not like we didn't warn people, Kevin.
No, I don't know what it is, but
yeah, but we warned them.
Well, the government's changes to tobacco laws have been in the spotlight. But we're yet to hear how they plan to protect our kids from they were getting vapes delivered straight to their door. There you go, put it to the test. Here's Garth.
A peek inside a school bag might reveal more than rubbish and under our young learners, despite the signs at store and laws and fines of up to $10,000 for selling.
10,000 Australian dollars if you get caught selling to a kid. You would think that would be enough to prevent people from selling to kids, right? 10,000. Aussie dollars are not a lot. I mean, it's like 30 cents, but
40 cents.
So under 18s.
I want to right. Let's scroll back a little bit here. I want you to see that box when they drop it on the doorstep there.
$10,000 for selling to under 18s. Kids are getting vapes. They could be right.
Now, does anybody? I mean, I know it's a little blurry right here. Does anybody see? There's a little, something. Yeah, you see that it says signature required. Now, we have that same bill here in Texas. Okay, but I've rarely, I'm not going to say never, but I have rarely ever had to sign for something.
Huh.
And I did tell people that was a ridiculous and stupid law because it was not going to be. Because
mama ain't got no time for that bullshit. Just drop the fucking package and move on with their day. Yeah.
On your doorstep.
Our kids need a fair go.
Patrice Morris could be any mum with a teenager. Hers got hooked.
Coming off sweats, not sleeping, flipping out at parents, flipping out at siblings.
Now, hot sweats. Have you ever experienced hot sweats?
And it wasn't the nicotine.
That's because you were touching yourself.
Oh.
Being at school.
This is all stuff you've seen.
Yeah.
What?
I didn't say a word.
It's just sabotaging themselves, really.
It's meant more than a year of hell for her on top of everything else that life in Hawke's Bay has thrown at families, many suffering in silence or blaming the wrong people.
It's not about pointing the finger at one kid or two kids or a group of kids or whoever it is. It's the situation and it's the law that's allowing this to happen, really.
She says it's not about pointing the finger.
No. Well, in just a moment. I'll do it for you. Fuckers.
We did talk about pointing the finger last week. Even, James says that this is in New Zealand. Yeah, the accents are not identical, and I didn't say Australia, but yeah, but see, the thing is, they are right next to each other, and a kid in Australia got arrested last week. Even though they let him go, and I guess he's being punished as a juvenile. They did kick it. I mean, he did hold his own for a little while against a full-grown adult police officer. Those bogans are pretty tough, but he did.
Well, they eat koalas and kangaroos, right?
You think that boy's gonna grow up and like cops?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of Australia, Kevin, I did reach out to Colin Mendelsohn.
Yes.
Since he announced his unretirement,
No.
to have him come on. The only problem is he's not available on the weekends. So, in a show of hands, who would be interested in a special Colin Mendelsohn Son of Liberty show in the middle of next week sometime? Anybody want to raise your hands in the chat room? I know Kevin is not interested, but other people might be interested. The last time Colin was on the show, Kevin also skated out on that show. So
skated out. That's what I do. I go, well, geez, he's got, fuck this. I'm leaving. Goodbye. You got me.
The two of our biggest shows. Yeah. It'll be in the evening. It may not be this late, but it'll be around the same time. So Kevin can tuck his. Oh, the grandkid doesn't live there anymore.
No.
But anyway, if Kevin has a preference, we'll follow Kevin's lead on this, and it won't be a 3 and 4 hour show because it'll just be to talk to Dr. Mendelsohn, just specifically about his unretirement and whatever else he wants to talk about. He did mention the young man being arrested, and I told him that we had dissected that video quite well last week. So it seems like there's a few people raising their hands that might have some interest, Kevin. So we'll have to discuss and figure out when it's best and talk to Dr. Mendelsohn and see what time he's available, because it is about 1 p.m. his time when we come on, according to him. It's about 1 p.m. But anyway, let's keep going.
And the lack of any sort of control.
Because with vape sales online, every mobile phone, every laptop, in every bedroom is also a vape shop. Patrice says hacking the payment method was the key to uncovering the source of this trouble.
I found a Prezi card in my rubbish bin, and being the mum I am, I thought, well, I haven't seen that. So I picked it out of the rubbish bin, had a look at the code, searched it online, had a look at the transactions, and there was a transaction at Shosha online.
We'll come back to that.
Her kid had a prepaid card, and that's how he got around the age verification, because it was a prepaid card.
Smart little kid, huh?
So these Kiwis down here are teaching their kids how to break the law pretty early too, just like their Aussie neighbors.
Time with a camera keeping watch at the door. And sure enough, here's the package in his left hand.
It's going over the fence. I would beat the shit out of my mail carrier if he threw my package over the fence.
That's what came, a vape cartridge, R18, which should not be left for just anyone to collect. So what's failing? Let's take a look at the rules and how vape companies have been applying them. We chose 4 online sellers. 2 Patrice had tested and failed, 2 more for comparison. To prevent online sales to minors, the regulators encourage 5 steps. 1. The website has an R18 declaration on entry. That's easy. 2. Proof of age documents are verified by a staff member before payment is made by the customer. Only one asked that. 3. The retailer ensures the delivery name aligns with the name on the payment method. Well, you can put anyone's name on a Prezi card or no name at all. It's like paying cash online. 4 and 5. All deliveries are meant to be signature only and use R18 courier services, meaning IDs are checked at the door. But what about these? Our little haul of online vape deliveries made apparently in breach of the law. Despite a bold, clear label warning it's a vape, NZ couriers dropped this off. No questions asked.
This is from the retailer who tried the hardest to check out our mystery shopper, insisting on a driver license scan and a scan of the Prezi card. The owner of the vape shed said that staff there actually stalked our producer online to check out that she really was over 18.
We're confident that our internal processes were effective. Regrettably, in this instance, the courier driver failed to adhere to the agreed protocols. We will follow up with our delivery partners to ensure that these events are mitigated as much as possible.
NZ Couriers admits
the courier should not have left the parcel at the door,
but says the business
did not purchase the additional service ticket which verifies proof of age and also reimburses our courier drivers for the extra time this takes.
The ones
So to actually get the full treatment for your age verification service, you have to pay for an extra step.
That's right.
So that's like an 8+ minute video. We're not going to watch the whole thing, but I did play this specifically because later on tonight, let me double check the order of the show notes. Actually, no, right now, actually, Kevin, right now we're going to talk about the new proposed law in New Jersey.
Oh, isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, let's see. I made sure that it was pre-rubbed, Kevin. I pre-rubbed it for you.
Ooh.
I know how you like the fluffing treatment, yeah. So this says New Jersey could soon require signatures on vape by mail products. I don't know what vape by mail is, but on vape by mail products, but anyway, here we
Just
go.
making
Let's
shit up.
scroll
That's
down
all.
through all these hat ads. Yeah. In an effort to combat underage vaping in New Jersey, lawmakers are proposing a law that will require a signature for mail and carrier delivery of vape products. Yeah.
This really
my hat
surprises
is somewhere between my front door and Dallas right now. It is in a truck on its way. It was supposed to be here tonight, and I just got a notification saying, "We're sorry, your package is delayed." Or I would be wearing my new Houston Oilers cap tonight, but it is not. So anyway, new legislation has been introduced in New Jersey to regulate the delivery of electronic smoking devices and tobacco products. The law mandates that no electronic smoking device or tobacco product can be delivered to a residence without verifying the recipient's age as 21 or older through a signature upon delivery. Violators of this law will face the same civil and criminal penalties as those who sell or furnish tobacco products and tobacco smoking devices to individuals under the age of 21. However, the restriction does not apply to employees of the United States Postal Service. So, did I not mention at the beginning of the show that I rarely have ever had to sign for packages that say signature upon delivery on or signature on the thing?
No, me neither.
Yeah. And the only people that actually deliver those products are U.S. Postal Service employees.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a little baffled here.
The ones I have actually had to sign for were like registered mail or whatever.
Well, the ones that I have had to sign for have usually been hardware that I've ordered from Greece or hardware that I've ordered, stuff that I've ordered from overseas. So those packages have required signature.
What this also, for just for you guys in the U.S., is this article is insinuating that an otherwise crime-free New Jersey is now having rampant crimes, so they need to mail this pretty quick. Yeah.
So you want to see some more hat ads, guys? Is that what you're saying? I ordered. Hey, this is funny. I ordered this New Orleans Saints hat. That's right here.
Yeah.
That one is on its way.
Yeah.
And the new. This is not the one that I have has red and white and blue.
I think every time you say hat, it triples the hat ads.
It could be. It could be. Maybe I should order this one with SpongeBob on it as well. I do.
Start saying dildos. I bet you see those ads.
I'm not going to say that.
Crime-free otherwise, Steve. That's
Yeah,
alleged. I don't
New
know.
Jersey's the Garden State, my friend.
It's a beautiful state.
It is the Pine Barrens, and
it's the Dave Gorliff state. Of course, it's beautiful.
Yeah, that. So I just did that just so that you guys could see that even New Jersey is behind New Zealand in passing a signature upon delivery, and obviously, as we all know, everybody follows the rules.
We don't need no stinking crime here. It's a trap. It's a trap.
Actually, I don't have a closet full of hats. I have, let's see, there's a stack of hats here.
Are they all
another stack
inverted
of
and
hats here? There's hats
I got
over
about
there.
10.
I have a hat rack over there.
Yeah,
that's a.
Well, your
thing.
head's not one.
Yeah, I have tons of hats. I don't know. You can never have too many hats. You never know when you need.
So
to
right,
cover
Michael. The flavors aren't
nappy
legal
head.
in New Jersey. So are they breaking the law, but then they're circumventing the delivery part of it so that it's okay? Because I'm confused. Yeah.
No, I mean, speaking of places that might or might not have flavored vapes in the future, here, let's present this one.
All right.
Yeah, it's all working out. Let's see. This says Vermont House debate underway on flavored tobacco and vapes. It's almost like we planned that, but we didn't. We didn't. Yeah, let me see how long it takes for this video to load. No, people are definitely not allowed to have fun
This
anymore.
spring break, the only thing we're circling back on is unlimited games.
Unlimited.
On flavored tobacco and vapes. The bill would ban flavored vape products as well as Zyn nicotine pouches, which are popular with young people and experts say is the catalyst behind the legislation, saving money on healthcare costs in the long run. But some worry about the impact on small businesses and the loss to revenue of state coffers.
We worry about things like cancers, so things like oral cancer, lung cancer.
It would Kevin.
Yeah.
Zyn
Yeah.
has never been linked to any sort of oral cancers.
Nor lung.
Nor lung. Vape, has... Vermont is such a small, tiny state. You can literally walk from one side of the state to the other and just go across the border and buy it in the next state. But anyway...
Almost.
Yeah, it's tiny. It's very tiny. This is going to drive people over the border to buy product in the neighboring state.
Just like Brookline, Mass.
Which might be Vermont. Or it might be New Jersey.
Yeah, that's right.
But anywho, this is the byproduct of PAVE, of Campaign for Tobacco, for all of the people's misinformation. Now, this Vermont Academy of Family Physicians doctor, Ann Morris here, is so frightened of shit that's not even real.
Look at her. You can tell.
She's very serious about this.
We worry about teeth problems, having
That's
to have major dental work done on your teeth later.
The intent of this bill is not going to be achieved because there's so many other ways that kids can access e-cigarettes, from online to popping over the border to New Hampshire.
Damn it, didn't I just say that? Ding.
New Hampshire runs
House Speaker Joe Prowinski says she believes lawmakers have the votes to pass the ban, but it remains unclear if they have the votes to override a veto from Governor Phil Scott if he chooses to do so. A ban on menthol cigarettes is not in this version of the bill and will be studied.
So,
because we get studying to do.
It's kind of scary to me. Yeah, they got to study it. They got to. It's you know,
I bet you there's
so
there's no fentanyl problem in Vermont either. I bet.
Definitely not. Definitely
no teen alcohol use, no suicides / other bad things. Those things are no concern to anyone. They got to stop these damn vapes.
Those things are not. They don't exist. They don't. See, I'm really sad that Jeffrey is not here yet. Jeffrey. Let's say his name and see if he shows up. Jeffrey.
Bruni. I haven't seen Michelle either. I saw you, Mal.
Southern Vape. Or Mallory was bright and early. She definitely didn't want to beat Jason.
She beat everybody.
She wouldn't be beat by Jason this week. She wanted her name on the screen.
I like the race. You win.
But
no way.
We got a story here from the Tobacco Reporter about protesters in Mexico. So it says here, if you scroll down, protesters or vapors protested in the front of Mexico's Congress of the Union, calling for the country's vaping ban to be replaced with risk-based regulation. The protest was organized by the World Vapers Alliance and All Vape Mexico. The protesters also demanded a halt to the constitutional reform proposed by President Andrés Manuel López Obrador that would elevate the ban to the Constitution. So this is so serious, Kevin. Like here they don't, like here we haven't even considered a constitutional amendment banning vaping, which, my God, if Bloomberg could bribe enough people to make that happen, he would have cum in his pants for weeks. Like that, having that kind of a power. I mean,
I don't think that's what he had in his pants, but all right.
having. I mean, think about this. Bloomberg spends a couple $1 million, and he sways entire countries.
Yeah.
So, here's a check. All you have to do is change your constitution to ban vaping.
Yep.
I mean, he's sitting there. Now, there's a scene. I recently was reading the book Shogun.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a scene in the book where one of the sailors from the Dutch ship that runs ashore, that the main character is the pilot of, they are forced to choose one of the crew members to be executed. All the rest of them will be given their lives, but they have to choose one of them to die. And they pick one. They draw straws, or draw lots, or whatever you want to call it. And while this is occurring, while the execution of the young, they boil him alive. But anyway, while that is occurring, one of the samurai is silently sitting in a garden, just listening to the screams of this guy that is being tortured to death. And it says at one point he climaxes just from hearing the death of this guy. So now Bloomberg is sitting in his garden, listening to the coughs and the wheezing of all these people that are going to die in the future from smoking related deaths, because he has personally made it his mission in Mexico to get the Constitution of Mexico changed to ban vaping in Mexico forever. So when I say that he's going to have cum in his pants for weeks, that's what I'm talking. Like, he is relishing the fact that he has that much power over people, that he can get the entire country to sway or move to his drum. But also he's going to just think about all these people that he has control over life and death.
Sure. Well, it started with soda pop and other stupid things. So.
Yeah. It is, anyway, Mexico's vaping ban has been in place since May of 2020. The ban was introduced in order to prevent underage vaping. However, minors now have full access to potentially dangerous products on the black market, said Alberto Gomez Hernandez, policymaker for the World Vapers Alliance. At the same time, smokers who want to quit smoking have difficulty finding safe vaping products. The ban has clearly been a failure and must be reversed as soon as possible. Legislation cannot be based on whim or ideology. It must be based on scientific evidence and the experience of other countries that have had good results.
Jason, if Bloomberg came on, this would be his appearance. Hello, everybody. Here I am.
Yeah.
Anyway, tall, ride to ride.
Vapes can easily be obtained on the informal market from underground vape shops and on the black market, which is controlled by organized crime groups. It is, Kevin, in your wildest dreams, would you ever have thought that cartels would be the ones that you go to find harm reduction products?
No.
It is very unfortunate that the federal government thought that the ban would prevent many young people from having access to vaping and does not give people who want to quit smoking the opportunity to use this option, said Deputy Sergio Barrera. We need to have clear rules. We need to know who can produce it, we can distribute it, and who can distribute it and who can consume it. And that is why we are pushing for regulation. The president sees a problem where there is actually a solution to smoking, said Antonio Toscano, All Vape Mexico spokesperson. This prohibitionist stance unprotects adult users who are forced to buy black market products where there are no quality controls, let alone controls on sales to minors. Prohibition is a danger to public health. Good regulation could benefit public health enormously and save millions of lives.
Mm-hmm.
And then Michael Redfern says drug cartels are the new quit smoking clinics.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
That is so bad. That is so embarrassing.
Mm-hmm.
It is ridiculous that is. I mean, that's the reality now.
And my, of course, always ever unpopular opinion about the kids is, let's see, the kids can see that this is less harmful and they're underage. And what are they doing? They're migrating or gravitating toward something less harmful. And people are losing their fucking minds.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't care that they were smoking.
Mm-mm.
Really.
Mm-mm.
So there's that other hand.
Here we go, Kevin. Here's another World Gone Wild video here. What's the
happening now? Police are trying to track down an unusual suspect.
That's right. Someone dressed up in a Tigger outfit, but for police, it was no laughing matter. Stop for a moment if you can and check out this video we're about to show you. Cameras, they captured the suspect right there throwing a concrete rock through the window of Generation V vape shop on 48.
Now, a concrete rock?
Just let it go.
An old Cheney. Tigger then jumps through the broken glass window and runs around the store, grabbing $500 worth of items from the shelves, and then leaves through the window he broke through.
We're asking the public to take a look at the video and images.
Leaving through the window he broke through.
Yeah, he's got the
and if they can help us out and identify who might be wearing this Tigger costume or any information related to this case, to please leave us a tip.
I know this sounds a little weird, but if you know who Tigger is, you can call Crime Stoppers at 475-3600 and remain anonymous. If you
I wonder if they called Pooh or Eeyore or somebody to interrogate them about their food.
I think Piglet would probably break. So Eeyore's pretty cool. I have an Eeyore right there.
Oh my God.
I have an Eeyore right there. I'm pointing at.
You were mentioning the rock of cement. Our stack, crack staff news crew a few years ago said they were putting out the fire with water, and I said, to Janice. Did they just say what I think he said?
At least they didn't try to put it out with gasoline.
Oh my god!
Which actually is a great David Bowie song, "Putting Out Fire with Gasoline." It just
well, that describes.
Don't go listen to it right now, but it is on YouTube. You can go find it. So I mean, literally every parent that has a teenage son is going, Did little Billy have a Tigger costume for Halloween?
And his friends are like, I recognize that tail. He was looking for poo. Oh my god.
Yeah, I saw that and I'm like, normally I don't really play the vape shops getting robbed thing, but
yeah,
that one was kind of funny. So let's play that one.
Tigger.
Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. Yeah.
That's the wonderful thing about Tiggers.
See if is there an ad on this one? Yep, there's an ad. Give me 1 minute.
Of course there is.
There's, they got to get their ad revenue from something.
That fucker had a tail, just for the record. That's something Jeremy would wear.
A Tigger outfit, really?
Yeah,
so now this one is from Jason's state of Oklahoma. Oklahoma, where the wind comes screaming down the plain.
Counseling Center.
Cracking down on vaping with concerns that regulations related to the buying and selling of vape products aren't being followed. Houston Elate's Ryan Stockett has more on the dangers of vaping and what's being done about it.
House Bill 3971, if passed into law, would make the Attorney General's office in charge of enforcing regulations related to the buying and selling of vapor products.
Oklahoma does currently already have a vape registry, a registry of products that are legal to be sold in Oklahoma.
Thomas Larson with the Oklahoma Tobacco Settlement Endowment Trust.
So now they're saying they're assigning the Attorney General of the state to be in charge of vape enforcement in their state. Now, does the Attorney General have like an endless amount of money in his bank in his budget for this?
Well, the tobacco settlement part, sure.
Well, I mean, no. The money that the state Attorney General's collected, that money's gone, Kevin. That money.
Well, yeah, but you can fudge the numbers,
I mean that money disappeared like 15 years ago. That was made payable directly to the what's it called? The Association of States Attorney Generals. They got a one-time fee. They got a one-time payment for all of their legal work. But yeah, whatever money that the state collects goes to the general fund. Yeah.
Says enforcing that registry is already done by the Oklahoma Able Commission.
That piece of legislation you mentioned would move enforcement of that registry from the Able Commission over to the Attorney General.
We tried getting a hold of Representative Eccles, the author of the bill, to learn why he's proposing these changes, but have not heard back. Though it's unclear whether moving enforcement of the vape registry from one state agency to another would increase.
Now, again, I'm not being a jerk here, but I mean, this person that's reading this article is really doing so in a very boring and
monotone.
He's kind of doing it in sort of a weak, low testosterone mode. And you should speak a little bit louder into the microphone and enunciate your words better so that give a little bit of emphasis on areas that need to be emphasized. If you're going to be a newsreader, I mean, I'm not a professional newsreader, but I'm really trying to up my game when I read these stories so that it just doesn't sound like, a kid standing in front of the class reading.
Increased enforcement or not, Larson says any efforts to increase enforcement and regulation of these vaping products is something that's positive.
There's this perception that vaping is harmless, and it is not. We know that the vapes contain chemicals like formaldehyde.
Oh,
They
dear
contain
God.
heavy metals like
Right.
lead and nickel. And it's just
You got a little
it's not
stupid in your
healthy.
beard, George.
Larson says teenagers who are vaping are setting themselves up for
Speaking of low testosterone,
a lifetime of addiction to nicotine.
Nationally, about 10% of teenagers are vaping regularly. In Oklahoma, it's closer to 22%. That's actually down a little bit from where it was in previous years.
Larson says
You
Teresa
guys
is
suck at your
working to
job.
educate about the dangers of vaping and give teens who may already be addicted the resources they need to stop.
We have two campaigns launching this week that seek to warn teens about the dangers of vaping and tobacco use. And these are messages that are based on real teen experiences.
Larson says these ads allow people to hear teenagers talk about their struggles with addiction to vaping. Ryan Stockett, News Channel 8.
Well, Ryan,
I don't
I'd
even-
suggest
I
you
don't
grow a pair.
Now, my problem is Oklahoma is probably riddled, well, not probably, is riddled with methamphetamine addiction.
Like everywhere.
And they're focusing all of this attention on nicotine vaping.
Well, it's important, and it makes Karens mad. So, you know,
I just don't get. I don't get it, Kevin. But speaking of really awful, did you see Raj came in, by the way? And there have been other people that came in since I said hello to everybody, and I forgot I didn't say your names out loud as you were coming in. Hello, people that came in late.
Hello, people that came in late.
Yeah. Speaking of Florida, Kevin. Speaking of Florida.
New details now. These two 19-year-olds from Brevard County were gunned down in the Indian River County. They were allegedly going there to sell 1,300 vape pens that had THC in them.
And Fox
1,300 vape pens with THC. Hey, JoJo's. Where's my friend
Son-
Monkey? Is he doing okay? You'll never come around. And Sonya's watching on Twitter. Hello, Sonya. It's crazy. It's crazy. I want to know where these two 19-year-old kids get gunned down in Florida. In Florida, by the way, for trying to sell 1,900 THC-laced vape pens.
Caroline Coles is live this afternoon. So, Caroline, the sheriff says that this story here is absolutely shocking.
Yeah, good evening to you both. And what's shocking all of this is the fact that this was all over vape pens. Of course, both families are grieving and wondering how a 17-year-old child had a gun in his hands to begin with.
So two 19-year-olds. Let's get this. Let's get these facts straight. Two 19-year-olds travel to a different county in the state with 1,300 vape pens with THC, and they're going to sell them to a 17-year-old. Now, the Florida contingent is not in the room right now, Kev.
I know.
Where is this kid the 17-year-old kid getting enough money to buy 1,300 THC vape pens? I mean, even if you pay wholesale, you're probably paying $5 or $6 a unit, and you got 1,300 of them. That's a big chunk of change for a 17-year-old to be, pulling out of his wallet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These two guys are dead over vape pens. It's crazy. And we've seen multiple deaths over marijuana with these young kids.
Two families are now doing something they never planned for, laying their teenage sons to rest. 19-year-old Joseph Cardella and his best friend, 19-year-old Logan Thompson, were gunned down and killed Monday afternoon.
Very tragic situation out there. And so we're standing there with these two young men from Melbourne.
The Indian River County Sheriff says both teens drove to Vero Beach from Brevard County to sell $3,000 worth of THC vape pens when they were murdered.
Crazy thing to me here is we're talking about THC vape pens. These two kids, 19 years old, lost their lives over THC vape pens.
The suspected shooter, a 17-year-old boy.
At least our suspect lured these guys down here with bad intentions. He shows up with a gun. He shows up with not enough money.
And he was not alone. The sheriff says he showed up and started shooting at the victims in their car, then tossed the gun into the woods before taking another person in his car home. It was a suspect's friend that turned him in.
So our witness, when he comes home, he tells his parents, hey, bad stuff happened. They brought him right to the station.
The sheriff glad that witness said something because it could have taken much longer to crack this case.
Now, I'm not going to be ugly on this, Kevin. But
all right,
you see that. I'm going to keep going.
We're very happy that the witness came forward and his family was very smart about it, that they knew what to do and brought him right here to the station to talk to us.
Snitches get stitched. Never mind.
Now, I spoke with Mom earlier today, right before she was getting ready to meet with the medical examiner. Of course, she is heartbroken. She was befuddled. She didn't have a lot to say. But friends of this...
Now, Kevin, what is Florida's THC law?
I don't know. I stopped keeping track. I tried for a little while, and then I was like, I don't even indulge. So I don't
okay, so currently in Florida, if you're 21 or older, you're legally allowed to possess up to 3 ounces of marijuana for personal use.
Okay.
So this is a legal product in Florida. And we have two 19-year-olds who are obviously not 21.
Marijuana is legal, right?
Well,
Not
THC, marijuana. Vape. THC is the active ingredient in marijuana. So I would
that delivery device is not legal, though, is it?
I would assume if they've legalized
Michael
cannabis.
says highly illegal. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just reading. I said THC. I typed in THC vapes. Let's see.
Speaking of hats, we'll just put on the black hat for the moment. I don't fucking know. I have no idea.
Oh, okay. According to this law website that I'm at, this is from a Perlet and Shiner law website. It says that vaping is a method of imbibing nicotine or cannabis. Instead of simply smoking a cigarette or a joint, a person inhales vapor that includes the substance. While historically it has been marketed as a safer way of using marijuana, the reality is that it can cause its own health problems, such as lung problems, organ damage, and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. I never had enough money to get a dime bag when I was a kid. Let alone
As of this writing, cannabis is
$3,000
legal
bag.
in Florida only in a medical context with only appropriate. So I guess medical is legal, but it's decriminalized for possession up to a certain amount. And apparently it is not the actual vaping of marijuana is not. Oh, so under Florida law, while a vape pen can be legal under certain circumstances. So I'm going to say these are illegal products that, that they can't have. But anywho,
it cost you time in jail.
19-year-olds get shot down selling black market THC vape pens to a 17-year-old kid. Those parents of the two that were gunned down obviously are mourning the loss of their children, but also they shouldn't have been selling illegal vape pens. You know, I hate to be a jerk about it, but I mean, nobody should have died over fucking THC as far as I'm concerned, but
no.
And the 17-year-old, who in the fuck raises a child?
Well, he didn't have enough money.
17 is still a child, where this child is so broken in the head that he thinks it's okay to go shoot two other kids for fucking pot. Like this whole generation. I'm gonna blame the COVID lockdowns, Kevin. I just said the C word. I'm gonna get
Shit.
we're gonna get booted off of YouTube now.
There we go.
That 2-year lockdown period, that 17-year-old kid was 14, 15, somewhere around there during the lockdowns or whatever.
Yep.
And yes, Michael Redford says he may not have had a loving family. I get it, but still, I mean, something's broken in his head.
Yeah.
There's definitely something going on there that caused that to even be a possibility.
This was in his head before he went there. So
yeah, no, he premeditated it.
Clearly.
Like according to the thing, he just got out of the car and started shooting up the kids in the other car. So yeah.
Joseph tell me that, hey, look, he was a good kid. He loved school. He was well liked in his community. He liked the beach. He liked fishing, and they just don't know what they're going to do without him. Reporting live here in Orlando, I'm Caroline Coles, Fox 35 News.
Okay, so this is the mom and dad never believed that little Timmy could ever be like anything but perfect. I mean, obviously he was not a good kid because he was fucking selling illegal vape products to other kids. So, I mean, I don't want to hold any of these people up as a fucking hero. You got to realize that he was breaking he's breaking bad over there. I mean, it's not crystal meth he's selling, but I mean, he was selling an illegal product, and he probably should have been told that could end up badly for you.
Well, you know, their brains aren't developed yet, Patrick. And
that's true. They weren't 25.
You know, come on, right?
You know.
So
definitely not. You know, yeah. Rod says it's a good thing that we have the rumbles. Good thing that we have the rumbles, because when the YouTube gets pulled, we'll at least have the rumbles to fall back on. We'll be there in a little while. Don't worry. We're going to be exclusively over there on the rumble in just a little bit. A couple more stories, and we're going to be over there. But here, educators hold statewide anti-vaping event, Kevin.
Oh, thank God. I couldn't wait.
They rented the local banquet hall at the local Holiday Inn or Ramada Inn. Do they still have Ramada Inn?
I don't know. I don't pay attention.
No, Steve, you're not the only one there. It's just you're the only one that's typing over there. There are other people. I can see the numbers. I know who's where.
Teachers and school administrators envisioning a new era that's vape-free for teenagers. Young people have developing brains. It's more like have lots of harmful chemicals in them that get.
What the fuck is that sign?
And it's
oh shit! This is like verbatim what the other chick just said in the other
problem. It's me
video
on the fucking table. First of all, if there's a whole bunch of teachers in a thing, from the things I've learned, y'all keep your hands out in the open on both ends here. Hi, it's me. Hi, it's me. I'm the problem. Is that what that said? Oh, it's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me.
Well, there's little pictures of vape pens on there, Kevin. You see, there's a red one over there and an orange one over here.
These are educated people.
Oh, Kevin, don't you worry. I have another video coming up that will show the idiocy of educators about vaping.
There's no punctuation, and never mind. It doesn't matter.
They have one apostrophe in the set of letters, Kevin, and they had to use it for the I'm.
They can all fuck off.
Yeah.
Teenagers. Young people have developing brains, so it's more likely that they're going to become dependent on that get into our lungs. We breathe it in, and it's not healthy for young people's developing lungs. According to the South County.
Now that is a Delta 2 tank that kid is vaping right there. I had one in the vape apocalypse. That's a Joytech Delta 2.
Yeah.
That has not been on the market, and I want to say carefully about 7 years. I had two of them in the cabinet that I threw away last week.
Wow.
But yeah,
So you
that
must
was
have got it
actually
in your trash.
that was actually superior to the Kanger sub tank. This was way better actually.
I think you got to be more careful throwing away your trash because he obviously got in it.
That's true. That could have happened.
South County Prevention Coalition, 9 out of 10 young people across the country use flavored e-cigarettes.
And they're being hooked by these candy-like flavors that make it easier for them to start and then harder for them to quit.
In Rhode Island, about 1 in 3 high school-aged youth report trying vaping. Suzanne Lockley has seen first.
I'm already annoyed, Kevin. This fucking audio on this thing is only in one ear.
Yeah,
it's really pissing me off.
I think I've made a decision that every time you hear the words, their brains are not developed until they're 25 or whatever the end tag is. Mm-hmm. What that means is we can gaslight these kids. That's what we're going to keep doing. That's their secret fucking code for inflation. Yeah.
Yep. That is absolutely correct. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I'm watching a 20-second ad again. There's no skip button, which is really pissing me off right now.
Well, you said the word skip. There you go. You said name.
No, but it didn't work the last time.
That's true.
Bruni and Jeffrey, neither one of them showed up.
That's true. And Chocolate Man, I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, that's true. No, he does show up pretty well. Okay, so this, Kevin.
What?
I still have Zinfluencer over here under my name, right?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
For a new way to consume nicotine, and just like vaping, they are becoming popular among young people. One well-known brand. It's made by Philip Morris.
But a San Diego law firm company is using deceptive marketing that's aimed at getting young people addicted. NBC 7's Calvin Henry spoke to people who use the product, but still has not been approved by the FDA.
Zyn comes in flavors like citrus.
Now, how exactly would a oral nicotine product that's not ever that's a synthetic nicotine product that is in a powdered form, under what regulation would they actually have to seek FDA approval? I mean, what pathway for it? But it's not a vaping product.
Nope.
They always, it's not FDA approved. There are millions of products on the market, Kevin, that are not FDA approved products.
Yeah,
FDA does not have the
stamp
of they don't have to approve every product on the market. Hey, look, I got a trading card right here. FDA did not have to approve that.
I'll be damned.
If I were to go into my kitchen right now and to create my own salsa recipe,
what?
I could put that in a jar, put it on a label, and if I had enough and the recipe was good, I could literally go to the local. There's a butcher shop. Actually, I put this scenario out there because my wife bought a jar of homemade salsa last week at the meat market. We went to the butcher shop, the meat market, and it was that's actual food that the FDA would have to regulate. And you legally can sell homemade canned salsa at the local meat market and not have to seek FDA approval, Kevin. And you know what? There are tomatoes in that salsa.
Yeah.
So therefore there is nicotine in that.
Well, now it's a tobacco product.
That is oral nicotine right there, Kevin.
Breaking multiple laws.
In my salsa.
They should be banned. Salsa should be banned anyway.
You can go to hell. Don't
kids
say
could
bad
be,
things about my
the kids, the access and the fucking brains and all that.
I will reach through the camera right now. You don't even say ban salsa. I will hurt you.
Janice loves salsa.
And more. And now attorneys suing Philip Morris say that that is no accident and that the company is targeting children and young adults. Now, I spent my day speaking with folks in the community, and they say they have mixed feelings about the product and if changes need to be made.
All right. I want to hear this tone of this young man again.
No,
children and young adults. Now, I spent my day speaking with folks in the community, and they say they have mixed feelings about the product and if changes need to be made.
Some of my friends like it, some of them don't. A lot of them do, though. I hear it's like, oh, you want a Zyn? Oh, do you have a Zyn? All the time.
College student Mia Spencer says the product.
No, she's a college student, Kevin. She doesn't look very young to me. She doesn't look like she could still be a teenager, I guess, but it's hard for, I'm at that stage in my life, Kevin, where I can't look at people that are younger than me and say if they're how old they are. They all look young. All of them look fucking young to me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is on the rise.
I think it's definitely become more popular in the last 6 months.
She says she even tried it for a while. In a 35-page lawsuit against Philip Morris, attorney Martin Schmidt says the products have the same effect.
They're nicotine delivery systems.
I need to find this coffee flavor. Skip told me that coffee flavor was really good.
Ooh, okay.
I have to go find that. I have to.
Nicotine is one of the most addictive substances there is.
Martin and his colleagues say they are seeking monetary damages.
So that's an attorney. That's a fucking attorney making a statement on television.
Mm-hmm. That you can say that.
That other people are going to see. They're going to say, "Oh, that's an attorney. He knows what he's talking about." And he said nicotine is one of the most addictive substances there is.
Pound for pound, more than heroin, Jerry said. That's right.
Yeah.
Pound for pound.
Without any fucking science behind what he just said.
What he says is the physical damage being done by Zyn. They want Philip Morris to change their marketing strategy, and they want more restrictive rules. Martin took on the manufacturer of another nicotine product he says is marketed to children and young adults.
Schlesinger Associates and I represented about 300 kids that were addicted to Juul. That had
ambulance coming.
Serious injuries as a result of
serious injuries.
Did you hear the ambulance screaming at you? It's coming right at you.
Fucking shyster.
Inhaling Juul.
That case is mostly settled for a multi-million-dollar amount. When asked if she will vape or use Zyn in the future, Riley Godwin says,
"Hopefully not."
It is important to know that you must be 21 years or older to buy Zyn, but many people I spoke with say there are ways to get around that. And now the attorney Martin Schmidt says that this case may take years to work its way through the litigation process. Kelvin Henry, NBC7.
Think about all those billable hours that piece of shit
Zippy.
Ambulance
Zippy.
Get.
So you go to court and you say, well, they're illegal to buy. So
They're not.
Use legally? No, I mean for kids.
They're not, Kevin.
Under 21. Nicotine.
No,
right?
They're not.
So
depending on the state law.
Yeah.
Of the nicotine pouch.
Yeah.
If the state law if it says vaping product or cigarette product or tobacco product,
the
Zyn nicotine pouch has not been deemed.
Let's presume or assume.
So, until it's legally deemed and gone through the deeming process, FDA doesn't have the authority to regulate those products.
Well, I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about the attorney going to court and then the other attorney going, but there's no case.
I don't remember every line of the laws, but I don't recall there being any language in any of whether it's the FDA deeming or the Family Smoking and Child Prevention blah 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 Act, the Tobacco Control Act, whether it says anything in there regarding nicotine pouches. So any retailer that's selling these products and is age gating them is going above and beyond.
Yeah. So Zyn launched in 2014, and now suddenly it's an epidemic, right? So,
Well, only since Big Tobacco bought it.
Yeah.
Zen wasn't. Zen's like Juul. It wasn't always.
Yeah.
A Big Tobacco product, as far as is in my recollection.
Well, they did what I predicted. They recreated the problem by raising the age to 21, and they went, "Oh my God, everybody's doing it." Oh, what are we gonna do?
Yeah. You're gonna love this piece, Kevin. This is.
Which hat should I wear?
This is the best because it's about vaping and teachers.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. So you're gonna love this one.
Vaping in schools. It's a huge problem among students across the country, but tonight it's teachers in trouble. They've dobbed themselves in, taking a photo in the toilet and leaving it in the staff room.
This is just not on. This is shocking.
What the fuck was that?
We believe
Look at how cool these teachers are. One of them is smoking something over here. This one and the one in the middle, they seem like they're gonna shag in the toilet. Well, this was a picture that they took for a calendar that is hanging in the teachers' lounge at the school. So there's some vaping going on. There looks like some possible shagging going on in the middle stall, and this one over here is lighting something. I mean, these are school teachers at a school.
calendar is in poor taste. It's not a bucks party.
There's nothing sweet about vapes.
Governments across Australia have never been more united in the battle to stop teens from smoking or vaping. The magistrate of teachers at a public high school photographed themselves doing exactly that inside the school toilets.
This is the shocking image taken inside a Queensland government school toilet. 6 teachers posing for the camera. 2 are smoking a cigarette, 2 more are vaping. All activities that are banned on school grounds. The image was taken by another staff member more than a year ago.
So they make a point to say the 2 people that are vaping and the 2 people that are smoking, that's against the rules. But apparently what's going on in the middle stall is not. Because they didn't mention that.
Ago, and has only come to light now thanks to whistleblowers fed up with a lack of discipline.
Remember what I said, snitches get stitches?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, somebody turned them in.
Was this March's picture and they just found it? Is that what you're saying?
No, it's December. It's December of either this year or last year. I mean, it says December right there. Yeah.
We confiscated these vapes and now we're going to use them.
We were completely stunned at this picture because it's the epitome of misconduct. They should not be doing anything like that and displaying it.
The whistleblowers are remaining anonymous due to fears of repercussions within the school community. We spoke with one. The smoking image is one of a number of questionable photos taken.
What the fuck is that? Oh my God. Is that the same calendar?
Yep. That's September.
Is that to here? I'm not sure. I can't tell. And Simon,
taken by a small group of teachers at Balmoral State High School in Brisbane.
We feel dismayed, disappointed, and disgusted.
Jojo's, are you from Brisbane? And Jojo's is from Australia.
Fucking word.
I know there's some other Aussies in here as well.
The participants to think that it's okay to display themselves and destroy the reputation of all the teachers at Balmoral.
The pictures were...
All right. Now, I don't necessarily know the statistics in Australia when it comes to teachers, but you're talking about ruining the reputation of teachers, and we already know that in America, according to the U.S. Department of Education, that 10% of all public school kids in the United States are sexually mistreated by their fucking teachers. So before you worry about this goddamn calendar,
yeah.
Hey, monkey, before you get all blown out of shape about this fucking calendar, you should probably handle the fucking diddling and the touching of kids in your fucking schools. That's all I'm saying.
Were taken for a calendar which was left on display in a staff room before suddenly being removed last year. There is a concern that students may...
Now, if I myself, Kevin,
staff room before suddenly being removed last...
if I had a kid that was at fucking school, see, I'm already mad because I'm dropping out the F-bomb now. And I found, I was told that this picture of one of my kids' teachers existed. There would be fucking racking of shotguns. That's all I'm saying. Because this is fucking grooming, is what this is, Kevin. I'm just,
Now, neither of us, and I'm pretty sure that neither of us give two shits what adults do in the privacy of their own homes or in private clubs or wherever they.
And I don't even care about the picture of them vaping, Kevin. That doesn't. I could care.
Yeah, I don't either.
It's a funny little workplace picture. This one, though.
Well, this
and
one
the one with the nun, and the one with the nun, because it's the same outfit. I would have a problem with.
But they're outraged about vaping. So
last year, there is a concern that students may have been able to view the calendar.
They were displayed on desks of the English often. So it was on display for everybody to see.
The whistleblowers are speaking out after contact state candidate for one nation.
Listened to by government, and they certainly weren't seeing any action from the school internally.
We can now reveal that Mr. November in the gold mankini is Nick Howard, the head of the English department, who is also the school's union delegate.
It wouldn't be acceptable if it was done in Parliament. It wouldn't be acceptable on any standards in the normal workplace.
Queensland Education Minister Di Farmer is also the local MP. Prior to her appointment as minister, she posed for this photo with Nick Howard, praising his work.
An amazing initiative from Nick Howard.
If the Education Department won't do something about it, the minister must. And at this very point, the minister has done zero.
Minister Di Farmer said in a statement she only became aware of the existence of the calendar last week, but is concerned about the appropriateness of the photos in a school environment. She has asked the Director General to conduct a full investigation into the matter.
Again, the least offensive picture that they've showed is the vaping one, Kevin.
Patrick, is it me or is it the irony that this was intended for adults to see and children could see it? Please go on. I can't wait for this fucking thing to end.
And cannot comment any further.
They're behaving like university students down the pub. This is not behaviour for a school.
Tracy Tully has 38 years of teaching experience, including as a former principal of a different high school. She believes the matter has not been investigated properly.
The teachers would need to be removed from the school immediately, and we'd have a discussion about what was going on, exactly all that, and facts only, nothing else. And then we would have a retraining program.
By law.
Retraining, Kevin.
Let's get rid of them and retrain them and bring them on back, because we're not really pissed off. We're just pretending we are.
Let's just move them to a different school. Make them read a pamphlet.
Kind of like a priest, only different.
Well, we already know the statistics prove that the priest is less likely to diddle a child than the fucking teachers are.
But it's way more populated in the news. Go ahead. Keep going. Come on. Roll it up.
Schools in Queensland are smoke-free areas with on-the-spot fines of $309 up to a maximum of $3,000 in court.
Everybody knows it's against the code of
I have to ask the question because I'm sure there's an audience member who may want to know. we understand that there's smoke-free zones. Are they? I'm not sure what to call this, bondage, sex-free zones too, or those exceptions.
BDSM free zones.
I can't. I'll shut up. Go ahead.
Well, see, the funny thing is Kevin, if you look across the top of the screen, the video is titled "Teachers Busted Vaping and Smoking in School Toilets," which is the least offensive part of the entire situation.
That's the best they can do.
Now, the sad bit is, I promise you that the vast majority of parents are more worried about the pictures of the teachers vaping than the abhorrent, sexually explicit material. Well, I shouldn't say explicit.
That's because they weren't invited to the picture party.
The implication, of the inappropriateness of the other photos.
Conduct. And teachers saw there were no repercussions whatsoever.
A spokesperson for the Department of Education says the matter is under active investigation.
In order to ensure the integrity of the investigation, the department is unable to respond to the questions posed by a current affair. The department has a responsibility to maintain confidentiality of employee information.
Vapes may seem sweet, but on the inside...
So they're going back to the fucking vaping
well, listen, you don't want to talk about... There's going to be no pussyfooting about this at all. Go on, keep going. I got too many. I just...
They're hiding a dirty secret.
Balmoral State High School's dirty secret is now an embarrassment for the Queensland government, which has spent millions on anti-vaping campaigns.
Again, vaping. They're not
worried.
upset about the guy in the fucking gold lame mankini.
You're not worried about Jimmy John and his jock strap, but you're worried about fucking vaping. What the fuck is wrong with you fucking people? Oh my God.
I'm hearing accounts of children in primary schools vaping during their lunch hours.
Former Premier speaking last year, along with then Education.
Again, if a fucking teacher wants to vape during their break at their lunch hour, again,
who cares?
Not a problem. They are. I'm assuming they're teachers. They're fucking adults.
I don't care if they go get finger banged in the parking lot. I don't care.
Well, as long as the windows are all steamed up or something, so that nobody, that's fine.
Minister Grace in Parliament.
Grace, the Honourable Grace, Kevin.
Is her name really?
Somebody's parents had no fucking creativity whatsoever.
I'm working with my department to ensure they and schools across the state are absolutely playing their vital role when it comes to tackling this scourge.
To see their school teachers say
the scourge of vaping. So
if these children that are brain addled and fucking right, yeah, exactly, Jason. If they're so concerned about the kids vaping, are they not concerned that the kids are going to pose like this in the bathrooms with their underwear? Because I'm curious. I just don't know.
Again, Kevin, when they described the photo at the beginning, and they said there were two people vaping and two people smoking, and they completely ignored the fact that there were two people in the middle stall.
Fornication.
in the middle of beginning of
is that a gateway?
Explicit,
so is vaping a gateway? Is vaping a gateway
vaping
to
and smoking
explicit silliness?
No. I think you're supposed to. The way it goes is the sexually explicit stuff, then the cigarette. The cigarette happens after. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Say one thing and do the complete opposite. Flying in the face. What they've said. Sure, this sends the unmessage.
So powerful crime corruption commission to investigate the handling of this case.
We want a full investigation. We want an independent group like crime and corruption to take it on, not mates.
And for the record, we did ask whether any teachers were fined for breaking the smoke-free rules, and no one could tell us.
Because they're protected, Kevin.
Were they fined for breaking any smoke-free rules while they were running around in their underwear? Oh my God! This is one of those literal all in the wording things that you can't. Well,
I'm so glad I was able to bring you some joy tonight, Kevin.
Well, thank God I got my hat just in case, because I fucking can't. I muted myself a few times.
Where are my Southern Vapors not here? I need my coon ass vapors because
I've had just about enough of you tonight.
We haven't even got to the good stuff yet.
I've had my limit.
Resume a new law targeting flavored disposable vapor products. The change led to a lawsuit in January. Companies were required to submit products for approval to make a list of which ones.
So not only are some states requiring that any vape product that's sold in that state be approved by the FDA,
authorized.
Louisiana, remember we talked about Louisiana a while ago, where they were actually requiring that every vape shop in the state send them a list of products that they sold so that they could be approved by the fucking state.
Papers, please.
Yeah.
Can be sold in the state. Lawmakers said they were trying to stop an epidemic of youth vaping when they.
Now, I hope y'all did notice that the Hulkamaniacs they got their own vape. You see that right there?
You ain't coming to take my vape.
Hulkamania.
Jesus Christ.
Of youth vaping when they passed that law to ban flavored vapes.
And then Mike Tyson, he's coming out of retirement, Kevin. Mike is going to fight some
I wouldn't want to fight him.
YouTube guy that's now a mixed martial arts. He's fighting Logan Paul, who's like 26 years old. Now, Mike is like,
fuck how old you are. Good luck. 54,
Mike is like
55?
56 or 54. Yeah, he's in his mid 50s.
He's my age. I'm
fighting
56. So
26-year-old guy. I do know for a fact that Mike is a pot enthusiast.
Mm-hmm.
He has his own podcast where he smokes the marijuana. But after they announced this fight, they released video of Mike like training. And even though he's 55, 56 years old, I at 51, almost 52 years old, would not get in the ring with him.
I would run, scream,
or I would sign the contract. I'd run in and go, just one hit right here, please. Just what?
No.
Not in the face.
No.
When you check the list on the ATF Louisiana website, you'll see plenty of different news from fruit and to Senate start enforcing that new law next week. Tonight,
all right.
Today,
So no flavored vapes in Louisiana, even though that's not what it says. Yeah. But yeah, let's
stick to your cigarettes, kids. It'll be fun.
Yeah. Definitely. So since Kevin didn't provide me any this week, this will be a very short. You know what time it is, Kevin?
It is time.
It is that time.
I got mine.
Get your.
Oh, shit, that's the wrong one.
You gotta get the right one.
Oh, it's up on the wall.
You're supposed to be prepared here. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. All right.
It's time for the Vape Cats X of the Week.
Kitty.
So I have 3 tweets that I picked this week. Again, not from people inside of our circles, because I think we should highlight the efforts and the smartness of other people that aren't in our circle. It says, in the West, tobacco is associated with disease caused by smoking. But in traditional shamanic cultures where the plant is grown organically, smoked without harmful additives, and contains far more nicotine, it is associated with healing and even spiritual properties. And here is a screenshot of a scientific thing, or not a scientific thing, but a book called The Cosmic Serpent. You can go find it. I am definitely not going to sit here and read this. But second, there are fundamental differences between the shamanic use of tobacco and the consumption of industrial cigarettes. The botanical variety used in the Amazon contains up to 18 times more nicotine than the plants used in Virginia-type cigarettes. Amazon tobacco is grown without chemical fertilizers or pesticides and contains none of the ingredients added to cigarettes, such as aluminum oxide, potassium nitrate, ammonium phosphate, polyvinyl acetate, and 100 or so others, which make up approximately 10% of the smokable material. So, during combustion, a cigarette emits some 4,000 substances, most of which are toxic. Some of these substances are even radioactive, making cigarettes the largest single source of radiation in the daily life of the average smoker. I did not know that part, Kevin.
Well,
so there's that one, and then we have Mish Tuntini. I don't know who Mish Tuntini is, or Mash Tuntini. It says, I love telling people I'm chewing nicotine gum, but I never smoke cigarettes. You can see the wheels turn in their mind when they, then they'll always ask what nicotine does, and I'll explain it helps you focus at the cost of an addiction, and they look at me like a complete degenerate.
Yeah. You think they are degenerates? Or she?
Well, then we have this very short tweet from the White Rabbit podcast.
Uh-oh.
And it says, I have a feeling that nicotine is the antidote to their bioweapon. So,
yeah. Y'all know how I feel about it.
Yeah.
The fuck is that? Oh my goodness.
He's trying to push the van over. Boom. He pushes the van over. Yay.
What is that, a smart van?
It's a little tiny van. I don't know if it's smart or not, but it's very small. Yeah, very small.
Jesus.
Yeah.
All right. So we got naked teachers and stupidity and shootings and yeah.
See, now this is the part where we really need Nick Orlando, Kevin.
All right.
Because the next two stories are about Florida, and he is not here.
Florida. We do love Florida.
He is not here, so we guess we won't have his 2 cents. But it says here, Florida approves flavor targeting vape restrictions, but exempts e-liquids.
What?
So they're banning flavors in disposables.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it says here, the amended bill gives Attorney General Ashley Moody's office free reign over which single-use vape products to ban. Now, again, I don't like this single-use vape products language, Kevin, because that makes people think that it's only good once.
Yeah.
Like, once you toot on it, it's only good until you stop tooting on it, and then it stops working.
Well, that and it's 7,443 cigarettes too. So
that's the other thing is, that single use vape product is the equivalent of 25 cartons of cigarettes. Yeah. Flavored vapes are safe in the sunshine state for now, just not the disposable kind. The Florida Legislature has passed a heavily amended bill, HB 1007, that could spell the end of colorful and flavorful vape products with a single-use lifespan. Again, single-use lifespan, Kevin. They keep pushing that type of language that makes the idiots out there think that, well, that's only good for about the equivalent of one cigarette because they think that it's a single-use product.
My son's girlfriend can go a week and a half with these elf-looking fucking things, whatever they call them now.
Those are single-use, though, Kevin. It
I
only
know.
works once. But the measure carves out refillable devices and e-liquids, which may enable vape enthusiasts with more wherewithal, adults essentially, to continue their habit without much issue, if not entirely unabated. Now, see, the thing is, Kevin, is they think that kids will just never realize that this refillable tank is the same thing as that thing that they can't get anymore.
Yeah. They won't figure it because, well, their brain, is not developed.
They're just assuming that all children are stupid. Yeah. So this completely exempts, quote, open systems, unquote, that vape shops specialize in, Palm City Republican Representative Toby Overdorf said.
Yeah.
The version of HB 1007 that passed Thursday night in the House by 105-5 vote is vastly different from the legislation Overdorf and Gainesville Republican Senator Keith Perry first filed. In its original form, the bill prohibited sales of any vape product that had not received FDA approval, that would have limited retailers to selling just 23 products from big tobacco companies, Reynolds, JTI, and Altria, the parent company Philip Morris. All are tobacco flavored. Overdorf and Perry said the goal was to protect Florida youths who prefer fruity flavors and flashy designed products.
Like Steve mentioned earlier, it's not approval, it's authorization, and even the press will say approval.
Is this not a flashy designed product, Kevin? I mean, this is
for fuck's sake.
Fairly.
Well, mine's got neon. Look at that. You can't see it really, but it's got neon when it's glowing.
Is that your Christmas present one, or is that
that's
a
the new
one?
Yeah. That's yeah.
So you thank you, Patrick.
I did. Thank you.
I know you did. That was very nice.
Thank you.
Very
Ben.
nice. Very nice of me to buy that for you.
Veto. The only friend you don't like.
I don't like anybody, Kevin, except for my lovely and beautiful wife. Throughout the committee process, lawmakers heard repeated complaints from vape shop owners, former tobacco users, and industry advocates that the coming flavor dearth would hurt businesses and lead smokers to relapse. The amended HB 1007 appears to be something of a concession. Rather than use the FDA benchmark, which could soon change, the FDA or the bill directs the Department of Legal Affairs under Moody to develop and maintain a directory listing of single-use nicotine products it deems attractive to minors. The department must make the list publicly available by January 1 of 2025 and regularly update it after. So they have not 2 years, but they have almost a whole year to make a list of what they feel, which of these disposable products they feel are not appealing to children. So if it's got a color, if it has the name of a fruit on the front of it, it's done. Yeah.
Pretty much whatever they want to do.
Once a product is added to the list, retailers and wholesalers will have 60 days to sell or remove the product from their inventory. Afterward, the products would be subject to seizure and destruction. People who knowingly sell, ship, or receive banned products would face a first-degree misdemeanor charge punishable by up to a year in jail and $1,000 fine, not or, and.
That's an interesting little way to fuck the market.
Beginning March 1st of 2025, manufacturers that sell prohibited products in the state would face a fine of $1,000 per day for each device it offers for sale until it is removed from the market.
It's idiotic.
Yeah. These strictures will extend to manufacturers, retailers, wholesalers, and distributors that ship products into Florida. So, if you are, say, Demand Vape, Kevin, in New York State, and you sell a disposable flavored product to a client in Florida, the way this is written, they could actually go to your website and say, well, you ship to Florida and you still sell these banned products on your website, so we're going to charge you $1,000 a day until you take them off of your website.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's how loosely this is worded.
That's restraint of trade, but all right.
Yeah. So it says these strictures will extend to manufacturers, retailers, wholesalers. So if you go up to the right here, manufacturers that sell prohibited products in the state would face a fine of $1,000 per day for each device it offers for sale until it is removed from the market. These strictures would extend to manufacturers, retailers, wholesalers, and distributors that ship products into Florida. So if you're not following the Florida law and you are in New York and you have a banned product on your website, so most distributors are going to probably just say we don't ship to Florida anymore.
Right, except you for you, Florida.
So yeah, HB 1007 cleared the Senate with unanimous support. In the House, Democratic Representatives Ashley Gant, Yvonne Henson, Angie Nixon, Michelle Rayner, and Patricia Hawkins Williams voted no after Overdorf was less than forthcoming about whether the bill allows flavors. When asked by Weston Democrat Representative Robin Bartleman whether the bill bans flavors, Overdorf replied that the bill is silent on flavor. Nixon asked roughly the same question and received a similar unspecific answer. Overdorf did not explain how significantly the amendment changed his bill, nor did he say that it essentially gives Moody's office free reign over which single-use vape products to ban, and that flavor would likely factor into her decisions. The bill is effective on October 1st. Ron DeSantis can now choose to either sign the bill or let the bill become law without his signature on it. Or he can veto it.
Again, devil's advocate. Any reasonable person would say a ban is bad. A ban is bad. That's freedom being trampled. Now, some in the industry may go, well, fuck them disposables.
Not some. That's the new. That's the
right.
It's the same.
Yeah, and some like us say there should be no reason to ban anything because the disposables have their place when you have people that we both have known who can't fumble with the open systems. They can't physically do it with their arthritis / whatever, their sight, and the disposables are their way of not smoking. So I don't care about your personal views. I respect your view, but you have to respect this as a whole. And if you're advocating to ban one thing but not the other, you're just as bad as they are. To me, that's my opinion. You can send all your hate mail if you like, but stop fucking banning shit. It ain't about the kids. It's not. Control.
Yeah. So it says here, protesters are calling on DeSantis to veto proposed vaping regulations. I can already hear Nick's gonna say, well, I don't know. I don't know that Nick will do this because Nick got what he wanted. He got e-liquid carved out.
Right. Still.
But it says here, you see, this guy's got a disposable right here in his hand. We vape, we vote. Look at that. So a proposed ban on the sale of flavored nicotine vaping devices in Florida is headed to Governor Ron DeSantis, and opponents say they want him to veto it. Opponents to a proposed ban on the sale of flavored e-cigarettes in Florida are calling on the governor to stop it from becoming law. It would kill our small business, says Gary Eliasov Hodes, managing partner at Cloud Smoke Shop, which has 2 locations in Tallahassee. 70% of his business revenue comes from selling flavored nicotine vaping devices. That's $3.5 million annually for both of his shops.
Damn.
On Tuesday, Eliasov Hodes was among about 200 people gathered outside the governor's mansion to protest the proposed ban, which they say they want Ron DeSantis to veto. The legislation would prohibit stores from selling flavored e-cigarettes. Instead, they would be allowed to sell them from a list of 23 blah, blah, blah. That's actually been carved out, though, from what we just read.
Yeah.
The bipartisan bill got some pushback from some Democrats, but received unanimous support in the Senate before it pushed earlier this week. Last year, we know that Governor DeSantis vetoed something because we spent 3 days holding an online rally to get him to veto it. So, yeah.
Virtual rally.
Yes, that was during the lockdowns.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, proponents of the measure say removing vaping flavors from the market is aimed at keeping e-cigarettes out of the hands of kids. That's not true. That's a small thinking person's way of thinking.
Yes.
Yeah. So
yes,
this guy's got to lay off his employees. He says most of the customers Stanford. What does it say? Blah blah blah. One of these employers is 21-year-old Carrington Stanford, who says she's worked at Cloud Smoke for a couple of years. I love it. The type of people who come in, they are really cool. Stanford says the protest against the vaping bill was the first she's ever attended, and she's primarily concerned about keeping her job. Most of the customers, she says, preferred flavored e-cigarettes. Stanford said hardly any of them choose the tobacco-flavored devices. I know like one guy who buys a tobacco-flavored vape, and that's out of like 1,000. Like
2%.
It will be a sad day when they take away flavors. The American Heart Association finds that vaping is not safe or healthy alternative to smoking, partly because e-cigarettes contain heavy metals and chemicals that cause cancer and lung disease. They also contain nicotine, a highly addictive substance.
Oh.
So here, this is the annoying thing right here. Somebody brought a fucking 19-year-old to the vape rally to be interviewed by the fucking media. Lila Shaffin, 19, says that she would likely quit vaping if the bill becomes law, but that's not something she wants to do. We should be allowed to have our vapes. You're fucking 19. It's already illegal for you to have it, you dumb dummy.
Oh.
Yeah, you dumb dummy. This is just not good, Kev. I'm just saying.
But she's over 18.
Dumb dummy.
Well,
ay, Dios mío, Kevin. I'm just so sad.
That's right.
Yeah. Discrimination, says Jason.
And ADA is a good point.
Yeah.
Some people just don't want to screw with the tanks and all that shit. They don't want to do that. They're coils and fucking all your Wiccan and some do.
You're Wiccan.
That's fine.
Are you one of those like pagan people, Kevin? The Wiccans?
No, not against it. No,
not against it.
I have touched a Ouija board when I was young.
Jason, this is your 1 week warning. You might have to be on call next Saturday. I'm just saying. So no day drinking next Saturday.
Saturday? Who's drinking?
Or next Friday, I mean.
Kevin
said he may or might not be here. So you may or might be here. You have to be on call.
Let's make a point that you were saying Saturday instead of Friday on your own fucking show time. That's all I wanted to make sure that was clear that everybody understood that.
I have dementia, Kevin. I'm just saying. I hang out with people with Alzheimer's every day. So here. This one actually has somebody I know in it. So this is one of the reasons. This is Kentucky.
No, boy.
These places are advertising nicotine products as fun and safe.
High school junior Mallory Jones spoke in support of House Bill 11 because she sees so many of her peers vaping.
Once one person in a friend group starts using e-cigarettes, word gets around of where you can buy these products illegally, and it spreads like a domino effect.
The bill would create a new statewide database of retailers who sell tobacco and vaping products, so inspectors could ensure those stores are only selling to customers who are 21 or older. It would also require all vaping products to have FDA approval.
We do know that they cause lung injury and changes to brain development during a crucial stage of life. And
That
it's not
says
just the
approved.
nicotine. The complete ingredient list may contain fine particles and other carrier solvents that are unhealthy as well.
Those two parts of the bill
Chemical solvents, Kevin.
My God. I
seem
think
like a
we're
good
okay.
idea, right? But one owner of a Louisville-based vaping product company says while FDA approval might sound good, there is a problem.
Quite frankly, a lot of
That's Troy LeBlanc. I know him personally.
I know the name. I don't think I know him.
Yeah,
but I know
he
the
was
name.
he was at an event a while ago here in Texas. He actually his company manufactures this this product right here. But anyway, he was in the audience at an event, and Safada and VTA were on the stage with me and a bunch of other people. And he points at me and he goes, "I know what he does, but what do you guys do?"
a lot of the small businesses are mom and pops, and we don't have the billions of dollars to spend on testing.
Troy LeBlanc, owner of Derby Cigs, says makers of low nicotine vapes will not be able to get FDA approval.
See, there it is right there. The same product that I held up right.
See, they're using approval again.
This is called Rose Gold. Yeah, Rose Gold, and yeah, these are all good. These are all tobacco flavors, by the way. I'm just not to
Approval and will go out of business under HB 11, leaving only large companies that sell high nicotine vapes.
They don't offer what we offer, which is 630.
LeBlanc shares lawmakers' desire to crack down on sales to customers under 21.
I truly believe that their heart is in the right place. However, I believe they're being misled by large corporations to create a monopoly for those large corporations.
In the end, LeBlanc says he believes that will not make vaping products safer. Mark Vanderhoff, WLKY News.
Yep.
Monopoly.
Bing.
Monopoly.
Monopoly.
Monopoly. Monopoly.
Monopoly money. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Man.
RICO,
One,
restraint of
two,
trade.
four,
Monopoly.
five, six, seven.
Monopoly.
Yeah. So Kev, we have reached the end.
Oh, you've reached my end.
Of the YouTube portion of the show.
That's my bedtime.
we're gonna sneak over to the Rumbles. If you want to follow us over to the Rumble show, we have 7 more short little articles to cover about other things that you might want to be, here for. I'm just saying, So I will, if you haven't already, I have placed the link to the Rumbles, and we will meet you over there. And
that's where we're going.
We're gonna have a rumble in my tumble.
Oh,
rumbly in my tumbly.
Yeah.
Got a rumbly in my tumbly.
Oh bother.
Yeah. So let's
Brain
hey, we got a Charlie bumper that we haven't played in a while, Kevin. It's 1 minute and 21 seconds long. That gives you time to go pee and get a new coffee.
Well, that's what you think.
You're never back when we come back. But,
yeah.
So we'll see
Careful,
you in
Raj, that's copywritten. Careful.
1 minute and 21 seconds.
Oh no, not are you? It's
over at the Rumbles, because all the other shows are going to end here in the next minute and 21 seconds. Love you. We'll see you over there.
But, then you've got people on the other side saying, well, but experts disagree, which is a kind of typical merchants of doubt tactic. And the same will be said for nicotine benefits in Tourette's syndrome, ADHD, autism, bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, et cetera, et cetera. In fact, a lot of research is looking at cross-sectional studies that find associations and trying to claim that nicotine causes those things.
They want to
when all logic says that people with those things are using nicotine because it helps them, but so we're going to face that. But I mean, one of the ways to deal with this is to get people to tell their personal stories. I should be the last one to ask anyone to do that. Why? Because an adult living with ADHD is already stigmatized.